Hello, welcome to BennoCam. Now, aside from going down mines and going scuba diving looking for wrecks, we like to restore military vehicles. So I thought I'd show you my latest project, which I've just picked up this morning. So this vehicle is an FV101 Scorpion, also known as a CVRT. There have been a row of these sat within a local industrial estate for quite a while now, but there was only one there that I really was interested in, which was a British Scorpion, with all of the rest being from New Zealand. Although it was in a pretty rough state, a deal was done, and I loaded it up first thing this morning and got it home. So it's time to show you what restoration project we have let ourselves in for. So this is its army registration number, which is backed up from the data plate inside. So this is 03FD65. And we're going to do a bit of research on this now and see where this vehicle has been, see where it's been deployed to and see what it's done. So I put a few pictures of my new purchase up online on a few military vehicle groups where I got a really good response. These groups not only attract military vehicle enthusiasts such as myself, but they also attract veterans of the armed forces who use these vehicles in combat. And I was lucky enough to be contacted by a couple of people who actually recognised this very vehicle, and they kindly provided some photos of the vehicle in service and a load of information on its history. This is the exact same Scorpion during the First Gulf War, and you can clearly see its army registration number in these pictures. Its call sign was 21A, which served with part of the Royal Armoured Corps during Operation Granby in 1991. It's quite a restoration project, this one. There's quite a lot that needs doing. We'll show you a few bits. Someone's actually put 432 headlight surrounds on it. I don't know why. The headlights should be underneath and different type of spotlights. And yeah, aluminium hulls on these as well. So this whole vehicle is actually made of an aluminium hull with steel fixing. So you can see there's a steel cover. So this will clean up really, really nice. I know this looks really bad with the paint and everything, but this will actually clean up really, really nice. We'll get up on top, show you the turret. So this is the 76mm gun, which is quite a large size gun actually for the vehicle. So it's the same diameter round as what was fired out of the Sherman tank, although it was a much bigger shell, but same size diameter. You can see the rifling in the end there, very cool. And it's got the older style 3-barrel smoke discharger grenade launchers on it. And this is actually where the 7.62 GPMG fires out of, so it's got a machine gun inside it as well. So this thing here beside the gun, this is actually the night sight in here, which is really nice to have, and it's actually still in there as well. An awful lot of these, they actually removed them and put like a blanking plate on here, so not every vehicle you see has them in. And it's got the older 3-barrel grenade launchers. These actually, a lot of these got updated to the 4, so this is an early one. It's also got the single piece transmission cover, which is this big piece here. The later ones have, I think, 2 separate compartments here. So yeah, it's an early one. It hasn't been updated, but it's going to make a really good project, and looking forward to getting stuck into it. Really, it's going to need quite a lot of parts. All these periscopes are all completely and utterly had it. They're in a pretty bad way. I haven't even actually had this hatch open yet. So yeah, there's quite a bit of work to do. Now I'll show you inside the transmission bay and the engine bay. So yeah, it does look pretty bad on the outside, but unfortunately the inside is even worse. I'll just remove this cover. And you can see that there's nothing in there. So the transmission has been removed, as has the engine. Just big holes where everything should be. So these are the bits and pieces that are missing from the engine bay and gearbox bay. This is the gearbox here. You can see that it's had quite a lot of water damage where it's been sat. There's your brake calipers, not looking very good. And that's the engine. So this is a Jaguar 6-cylinder petrol engine. Again, it's been sat a long time. It's not seized, it does actually rotate, but whether or not we're going to be able to get that going or not, I do not know. The one good thing about these CVRTs is that you are able to actually get replacement engines and gearboxes reasonably easy. They're not cheap, but they are out there, which is really good. Right, we've given you a good look around the outside. Let's show you the inside. Bit too tall for these things, really. Not sure how it's going to go. Right, so I'm now sat in one of the seats underneath the hatch, and this is one of the sights here, and this is the night sight here. That should rotate around in this direction. It's got like a pair of binoculars on it. This is actually the back of the gun here, so the actual breech ring, which would have sat here, we've actually had to remove that because this gun was actually still live. You can see the rifling up through the barrel there, but we had to remove that because it was still a live gun. It wouldn't let me take it without removing that, so we might even have a go at maybe making a replica one of them. We've got another really cool set of sights there for I believe this is the commander's seat here, which is kind of rusted away. That's the backrest. Should sit there, and that's always little periscopes he's got for looking out. That's that top hatch. I like the way there's even a really old newspaper here. Look what we got. Oh, the sun. 1995, Thursday, November the 30th, 25p. So there you go, that's when this was last used, 1995, I would have thought. And yeah, there's an awful lot in here to clean up, but there's still a lot in here too. So these are the racks here for the ammunition. This is where the shell cases would go. You'd pull these out of these and put them into the gun. And yeah, it's nice to have all these bits and pieces in it. This handle here actually rotates the turret around, and then this one elevates the gun up and down. They're both at the moment in stuck position, but they should free up okay. And this is the traverse indicator, so this, when you're shut down, this tells you at what point your position your turret is rotated. So that's pretty cool to have that still. And then up forward here, up in this position, is where the driver would sit. So that is where the driver's position is. The seat is actually gone. There should be a seat there for him, and you can see a little instrument cluster there. And I think actually this is another battery box, I believe. Yeah, another battery there. So this bracket here, this is actually where the GPMG would sit. This is the machine gun bracket. You can see the hole going out through there, and that would fit here. You would have a box of ammunition which would actually sit here, belt fed, and then the spent cartridges actually come down this tube into the remains of this box. The floor is actually rusted out of this box, but this is just for catching the spent cartridges. It's nice to see everything still in here. An awful lot of these that come up for sale are rather stripped out. They tend to remove all the sights and all the radios and all the bits and pieces, all these boxes, and it's nice that they've still got the bits and pieces all still in here. Only a lot of these bits are very hard to track down. We'll show you as well the little data plate, which is right down here. This is where all the information is stamped onto the hull. So yeah, there you have it. That's the interior condition, which is in need of quite a lot of restoration, but we do love a good project. Yeah, that is the vehicle. Hopefully the next time you see this, it will be well underway in its restoration. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and keep up with what we're doing with this. I will put a few updates as we go. There's an awful lot of work to do to it, but I'm sure it's going to look really good when it's done, and it's going to look really good with the other vehicles I have as well. So it should be a really good lineup when they're done.